जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं मन्दश्रीकृष्णनतानं प्रमाणं श्री चैतन्येश्वरम् हरे कृष्णा So we are continuing from Chaitanya Charitamrita. um, Sri Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived Vrindavan, and last week we were watching. So, so I was all the trees acknowledged, you know. Even the trees were chanting, you know. So when he said Krishna, 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 all the trees started responding Krishna, Krishna, you know. So the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced the deers and he started to cry. Then suddenly, two parrots, you know, a male parrot and female parrot, Sukha and Sari, you know, uh, so they appeared on the branches and he wanted to hear from them. And so when he wanted to hear from them, immediately they flew and landed on his hand. And Sukha parrot started glorifying the qualities of Krishna. The Sari started glorifying the qualities of Radharani. So, Saundaryam Lalanali Dhairya Dalanam. Saundaryam, Krishna's beauty, you know. And what is Krishna's beauty? It can conquer anybody, it can subdue anybody's patience. And Leela Rama Stambini, the pastimes of Krishna are, you know, even the Rama, goddess of fortune, Stamba, she was astounded. And Viryam, Kandukitadri, Varyam. So, strength, what is Krishna's strength? He made Govardhan Hill like a toy. And Amalapare, Parardham Guna. Krishna's qualities are spotless and unlimited. Krishna's qualities are spotless and unlimited. Seelam Sarva, Jananu Ranjanam Aho. Krishna's behavior is very satisfactory to everyone. Yasyayam Asmat Prabhor. That Krishna is my Lord. Vishwam Vishwajanina Kirtir. You know, so glorification of Krishna is beneficial to everyone. Avatat Krishna Jagan Mohana. That Krishna is the attractor of the whole world. May he maintain the world. Jagan. So in Puri there is a Jagan Mohan palace. You know, Krishna's name is also Jagan Mohan. So in Mohini Avatar, he lived, uh, so he not only so only Mohini Avatar just enters the demons, but Krishna enters everyone actually. Krishna's beauty, you know, is unparalleled. So then when the parrot spoke about the Sukha parrot spoke about the glories of Krishna like that, Krishna's beauty, the pastimes, the strengths, what are the four qualities Krishna had extra? 64 Shadaiswarya Purna Bhagavan, you know, Rupa Madhuri, Krishna's beauty is unrivaled and unparalleled. Rupa Madhuri, you know, Krishna's beauty attracts everyone. That's why it's called Akarsha Yati Iti Krishna. That's it attracts. Venu Madhuri, Krishna plays on the flute. Leela Madhuri, Krishna's pastimes are very unique. Krishna's pastimes are very, very unique. Dhara and Drona, they appeared. Dhara and Drona, they appeared. And they, of course, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they were eternal parents. But they went, they prayed, my Lord, anybody hears your pastimes, they should uh, become attracted to you. They should develop love of God. Krishna said sanction. So Krishna's pastimes are very, very unique and they're very attractive. What is that? Traya Chopanishad Bischa Sankhya Yogischa Satvate Upagiyamana Mahatyam Hari Samanyatatmajam. You know, so this person is glorified in Upanishads, and people who analyze this through Sankhya Yoga, still they cannot get to Supreme Lord, they cannot find the whereabouts of Krishna. But out of overwhelming love for him, Yashoda thought him ordinary. Actually, there is a chapter in Bhagavatam, Wonderful Krishna. There is a chapter in Bhagavatam called Wonderful Krishna. What is that? You know, uh, so Upananda, the brother of Nanda Maharaj, they all considered, every day one demon comes, somehow Krishna is protected and they die. So we should leave this place. But in that process, even yesterday also, this the whole thing in Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. So in this whole thing, though it was a concern, finally it ends up glorifying Krishna. Hare Krishna. It ends up though they are expressing concern, you know, so the whole event turns into the glorification of Krishna. How wonderful Krishna is actually. You know, so his leelas are very unique. It's very sweet. Prema Madhuri. The he is always surrounded by his devotees are surrounded. The devotees are very exalted. Gopis. Nardamuni says there is nobody like gopis. You know, Parabhakti Yatha Vraja Gopikanam. Gopis are the topmost devotees. You don't see anybody giving their lives to demigods actually. Right? That is Krishna. You don't see anybody dedicating their life. You know? Did you see anybody doing that? For Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma. Actually, Lord Shiva people do, but they want to become one with Brahman. Very interesting actually. All the people they worship Lord Shiva, but at the end they want to become one with Brahman. They don't want to be eternal servants of Lord Shiva. That is very interesting actually. But the devotees of Narayan, they worship him in awe and reverence. But you see, with Krishna's devotees, only one. They want to go to hell eternally to relive Krishna's headache. Hare Krishna. Amazing. So these four qualities are extra. Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Leela Madhuri. So the parrot was describing Lord Chaitanya was listening. The parrot was describing and Lord Chaitanya was listening. Then the Sari parrot, Sari, the female parrot started glorifying the goddess of Radharani. Sri Radhikaya Priyata Surupata. What are the qualities of Radharani? Radharani, affection and exquisite beauty. Radharani is very affectionate. Susilata, Nartanagana Chaturi, good behavior, artistic dancing, and chanting. What is Radharani's affection? The mother, she doesn't find fault. Demons, um, Lord Ramchandra was killing Ramchandra, Dandakaranya. All these sages came and requested, my Lord, please, please protect us from the demons. Ramchandra said, granted. Sita was not happy for that. Sita was not happy for that. And when Hanumanji wants to kill the demons who really trouble her, especially the ladies surrounded her and troubled her, she said, no. And when Krishna came, she told her, Radharani told her, you should not use any weapons. Krishna said, no problem. But without weapons, only he killed everybody. Radharani said, no, what is the problem? They are demons. Okay, they'll reform themselves eventually. Mother, right? Affection. So in Vrindavan, there is, near Radhakund, there is a place called Gaurikund. Gaurikund, one day Radharani, she heard these cries. She heard the cries of the howling. She told Lalita, Saki, find out what's happening. What happened? This jackal came, and the local villagers, when they found out it's jackal, they started chasing away. Jackal entered a hole, crocodile hole, and they put the fire at the mouth of the crocodile hole. And the jackal was crying as being burnt. Radharani felt sad. No, no, bring her. So jackal came. Jackal took shelter. Radharani gave the form of a Sakhi to jackal and kept her in her antaraj. Hare Krishna. That is her compassion. Gunali sampat kavita charajate. Her transcendental qualities, poetic compositions are also attractive. That Jaganmano Mohana Chitta Mohini. She can even entice Jagan Mohan Krishna, you know, who attracts everyone's mind in this world. Hare Krishna. Vamsidari Jagannari Chitta Hari Sasarike. You know, because said, oh, you're telling like that. The other part said, Krishna carries flute and enchants the hearts of all the women in the universe. Vihari Gopanari Bir, Jiyan Madan Mohana. Specifically enjoy of beautiful gopis and enchant of Cupid also. Let him be glorified. Then Sarika said, Radha Sange Yadavati, Tada Madan Mohana. When Krishna is with Radharani, yes, that time only is enchanted of Cupid. Otherwise, your Krishna is enchanted by the separation of Radharani. You know, he enchants the whole universe, I agree. But Radharani is not there, he feels separation from Radharani. Lord Chaitanya was listening and they flew away. They flew away. So, seeing these other Lord Chaitanya saw the peacocks. They have this blue necks. When they saw the blue necks, Lord Chaitanya thought of Krishna and he was. Lord Chaitanya means only one thing ecstatic love. Lord Chaitanya has ecstatic love. He has it. Entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya, you would see Lord Chaitanya giving ecstatic love to everyone. Without attaining ecstatic love, you cannot enter Vaikuntha planets. You cannot enter Goloka Vrindavan. You know? So Lord Chaitanya has given entrance into Golok Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. You know? So, so what happened when he saw this peacocks? Lord Chaitanya immediately fainted. He thought of that Krishna Smriti, and he fainted. Balabhatacharya, Balabhadra Bhattacharya sprinkled water on his face. And Lord Chaitanya started rolling, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And the body was, this is Vrindavan, not a very cemented place. The body was hurting with the thorns. Thorns were pricking his body, Hare Krishna. You know? Then immediately Balabhadra said, my Lord, Lord, please, please, please. And he took Lord and put his head on his lap. You know? Suddenly Lord Chaitanya, his mind filled with the Krishna, right? That is Krishna. Krishna is infinite, he has infinite love. And he has come to experience Radha Bhav, that is Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya is a chant. And both Balabhadra Bhattacharya and the Brahmana start chanting. And Lord Chaitanya start chanting. You know, these Brahmanas, you know what? Lord Chaitanya was crying. Tears were cascading from his eyes. The hairs were standing on end. The hairs were standing on end. Brahmana was astounded. Wow. So as I was telling, when he started from Nilachala, Puri, you know, he was larger than he was always absorbed in ecstatic love. But on his way to Vrindavan, this ecstasy increased 100 times. When he reached Mathura, that ecstasy became 1,000 times. Now, when he reached Vrindavan, 100,000 times. Laksha Guna Prema Bade Brahmena Yabevani. So, with ecstatic love increased to 100,000 times. Laksha Guna. He was going here and there. Dole dole Gaura Chand Hari Guna Gai. So Gaurachandra, singing the glories of Lord Chaitanya, Asiya Vrindavani, Nache Gauraraya. Asiya Vrindavani, Nache Gauraraya. So Gaura bole Hari Hari, Hari 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 Hari. Sari bole Hari Hari. The parrots came Hari Hari. Hare Krishna. You know, so the very name Vrindavan is sufficient for Lord Chaitanya to become ecstatic. Hare Krishna. You know, um, when he is outside Vrindavan, he would become ecstatic. Now he is in Vrindavan. You know, so he has no consciousness when to eat. Just they were giving. He was eating, but he was totally absorbed. That ecstatic. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says very difficult to explain. Even Ananta says, excuse me, Ananta says cannot even describe. I'm just giving an idea. I'm just giving an idea. You know. So Lord Chaitanya was traveling to different forests. Finally, one day, Lord Chaitanya he came to Aritagram. Actually, if you know the story, Lord Krishna killed Arishtasura, and from the that's it's the whole story. Then gopis complained, you have killed a cow, male cow. So a bull. So and that's how Krishna started. Shyamakund, Radhakund, that's how Krishna created, called all the rivers personified, and uh, he created Shyamkund. And Radharani, Krishna said, you people have sided with Arishtasur, so you have done adharma. So, so you should also bathe. And Radharani and the Sakhis, uh, started digging with their bangles. So there's a Kankan Kund, Radhakund. Then all the rivers personified requested Radharani. She agreed. And both the kunds were filled. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnu Tasya Kundam Priya Tadha Priyam Tada Sarvagopisha Sarvaika Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha. The way Radharani is very dear to Krishna, her pond is very dear to Krishna also. You know. So Lord Chaitanya said, where is Radha Kund when he came to Ritagram? This is Vrindavan 500 years ago. Filled with so many fields. Nobody knew because everything was lost. The Lord Chaitanya, being omniscient, he sat and he discovered this. In the sat, and if he went to a particular place, there were only small puddles of water. Lord Chaitanya went and took bath, and he said, "This is Radha Kund Shyam." Everyone was very, there was very little water. People were astonished. Lord Chaitanya took bath from that. right? So Lord Chaitanya, you know, offered praise to Radhakund. Anybody who bathes in Radhakund once, they'll attain the ecstatic love for God, they'll get in the spiritual form. You know, they will attain that Radha and his love for Krishna. That is the glory of Radhakund, right? So, um, so Lord Chaitanya, what he did, he took tilak he took clay from that Radhakund and he applied on his forehead and the different parts of the body. Then Lord Chaitanya came to Sumanas lake. From there he saw Govardhan. When he saw, when he saw Govardhan, he was overwhelmed with joy and offered dandavats. Antai Madri Abala Haridasa Varya Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparasat Pramoda Manam Tanodi Sahago Ganayosta Yuryet Pani Yasuya was a Kandara Kandamulai Govardhan Haridasa Varya. Archadani offered, So what is that? Govardhan, there are only three Haridasa Varyas. Means the best in serving devotees. Antaya Madri Abala Haridasa Varya. Can you imagine? The rest, one is Govardhan, the rest two are from the same family. Wow. Who are those? Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit. Grandfather and grandson. And what a family, yeah? Amazing. So they are considered the topmost servitors of devotees, Haridasa Varya, because they know very well how to serve devotees. So you go and tell gopis, we gopis, you are the topmost devotees. Gopis say we are not. Nardamuni, you go and tell Nardamuni, Nardamuni, you are the pure devotee. Nardamuni, I am not. And who? Gopis. Who is the topmost devotee? Gopis. Yatha Vraja Gopikanam. He mentions it in Bhakti Sutra, Narada Bhakti Sutra. But you go and tell gopis, you are the topmost devotees. No, 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 we are not. Who? Govardhan, Giriraj, Anta, Emadriyabala, Haridasa Varya. Ravinath Das Goswami also mentions the glory of just serve Govardhan. Your heart becomes purified. That love for Krishna is awakened. Hare Krishna. Sanatana Goswami would do parikrama to Govardhan every day. Today Govardhan is only 21 kilometers. That time 36 kilometers. Every day he would do. Now Govardhan has that power because Govardhan is a Krishna Suprema, non-different from Krishna. And he offered him, Lord Chaitanya offered Dandavat and he embraced the piece of rock. And Lord Chaitanya became mad. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. गिरिराज धरण में तेरी शरण गिरिराज धरण हो कृष्णा मैं आपका शरण में I take your shelter गिरिराज धरण में तेरी शरण what is Govardhan amazing one time I was in Vrindavan Govardhan this first 3 days of Kartik trust me every day I would see I can this is my guess I may be right or wrong I can see every day 1 million people. This is Govardhan village cannot accommodate more than 5,000 people. Or 12 because you go from America, you'll not get sleep in the night. 12 o'clock, you see thousands, and 1 o'clock thousands going. That is bhakti. Two brothers, two devotees, and a wife and husband, a father and mother with two kids, or mother and son, or father and daughter, or they come as a group and one kartal, you know that Giriraj Dharana mein teri sharan, Giriraj Dharana mein teri sharan. Wow, I was very one day I saw one lady. She would put a tulsi on her head. Every day I would see her. She would put tulsi like a fast pacing. But kartals with tulsi on the head in 21 kilometers. Jing, 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 jing. You know, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Wow, bhakti. What is so temporary? Our rescue movie made a wonderful statement. I can't imagine. If you see from Gangotri to Bengal, where Ganga would meet the ocean, if you see the bank has sand grains. How many sand grains are there on the bank of Ganga from Gangotri to Bay of Bengal confluence? He said, "We have that many families. We enjoyed for that many lifetimes." I said, "I never thought of this. Still, we have a desire to enjoy." Hare Krishna. Right? It's only 20, 30, 40, not more than that. But yes, when the family come together, family members come together with Krishna in the center, it's a different relationship. And wife and husband do the dandavat parikrama. And most of the time it's wife and husband actually. He would put a rock, she would pick up and she would do dandavat, she would put the rock, her husband would pick up. Wow, amazing. The faith. It all started with Lord Chaitanya, the Akshat Goswamis. We are actually knowing. Maybe today or tomorrow, the entrance of Rupa Goswami is coming. Haribol! Amazing. You know? And Haridev Mandir. Lord Chaitanya came to Haridev Mandir. He came to Haridev Mandir. Actually, he came to Govardhan village and he saw the Haridev Mandir. In the western petal of Lotus of Mathura, Lord Chaitanya offered obeisance and danced there. Lord Chaitanya would sing loud and he would dance. You know, and the people were astonished seeing his beauty, his dancing, his uncommon features, his uncommon love for Krishna, that the priests offered garland to Lord Chaitanya. And what but once you come to Govardhan, what will you see on the top of the hill? Temple, Gopal, installed by Madhavendra Puri, Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya want to see Gopal, but he cannot climb. That's why we, the followers of Lord Chaitanya, we don't climb Govardhan Hill. We don't climb the Govardhan Hill. But Gopal understood the desire of Lord Chaitanya. What he did, one person informed the villagers, "Hey, the Annakot village is there on your gram. But so from that Dhangati, if you go 4 kilometers, comes Annakot on your village." They said, you know, so the Turkish soldiers are coming to attack. Um, so we should, we should we should hide Gopal for safety. Immediately Gopal was brought down. The villagers became anxious and Gopal was brought down. And they took him to Gantuli Gram. You know, and entire Anakut Gram was deserted. So, and what is that? So immediately the Gopal was brought down. And Lord Chaitanya, he took bath in Manasi Ganga and circumambulated on Govardhan. And he circumambulated on Govardhan. He was just going, doing Govardhan Parikrama with raised arms up in the air. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Anta Emadriyavala Haridasa Varya Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparsa Pramode Manantanodi Sago Ganayosta Yoryat Pani Suya Sekandara Kandam Mulai. Lord Chaitanya was standing. You know, oh, for my friends, all the devotees, all the devotees, Govardhan is the best. By the touch of Krishna, Govardhan is very jubilant. You know, so how is Haridas Varya? You know, so this hill offers respects by supplying their needs and necessities, and taking care of their needs and necessities. Nice grasses for the cows. What is that? Waterfalls offer water, and the pearls and gems, and the caves. People can stay in the caves. Water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. That's how it serves all the devotees. Then Lord Chaitanya, what is that? After Manasikanga, he came to Dangadi. From Dangadi, he came to Govindakund. Govindakund is the place where Indra bathed Krishna. I know, and this I performed Abhishek. So Govindakund is the place Madhavendra Puri Baitak. You know. So Govindakund and Lord Chaitanya took bath in Govindakund. Then he heard Gopal deity went to Gantuli Gram, and he went there. You know, he went there and he saw Gopal. And Lord Chaitanya, he became, he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love and started dancing. May the left arm of Sri Krishna, whose eyes are like petals, always protect you. With his left arm, he raised Gordon as if it were a toy. So then what happened? Lord Chaitanya saw Gopal 3 days. This was the deity retrieved by Madhavendra Puri, installed by Madhavendra Puri. This is the Gopal instructed Madhavendra Puri to perform Abhishek. Gopal instructed Madhavendra Puri to go and bring Chandan. Gopal instructed. That's where Kirshut Gopinath Krishna stole. Gopinath stole Kheer for Madhavendra Puri. But again, Gopal appeared and said, no, it's so difficult to bring this entire, Chandan to Vrindavan and to Vrindavan and we just apply this Chandan to Gopinath. That is Gopal. So Lord Chaitanya Saham continues 3 days and then Gopal returned to his temple. That's how Gopal satisfied the desires of That's how Gopal satisfied the desires of Lord Chaitanya. Same thing happened when Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami wanted to see. Same that time also same thing what happened. No. Muslim soldiers are coming. Even they brought Gopal down. And all the Goswamis saw Gopal. So Lord Chaitanya went to commune and he saw the places of where Krishna performed the pastimes. And he came to Nandishwar, Nandagaon. Nandagaon, Nandishwar, that hill. And he said, uh, and I'm sure I don't know how many of you been to Vrindavan, Pavan Sarovar, where Nanda Maharaj would take bath every day, and all the so this Pavan Sarovar is actually is for Nanda. It's very close Nandagaon. So Nanda Krishna would take Nanda Maharaj would bring the Krishna to take to for bathing in Pavan Sarovar. Actually, it's a very big lake, you know. So what happened? Then he asked, "Are there any deities on the top of the hill?" They said yes. So there are three deities. Then he went on the top. He saw Krishna. Two deities, Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And in between, there is a small, tiny Krishna. Very fondly, Lord Chaitanya, touched the body of Krishna, and offered prayers to Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. You know, then he came to Kadiravan and he saw the Seshasai Vishnu temple. And when he saw the Lakshmi, what he did, he recited the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Lord also visited Kelatirtha, Bhandiravan, Bhadravan, Shrivan, Lohavan. Then even Mahavan, Gokul Mahavan, where Krishna performed childhood pastimes. There, when Krishna he saw the place where the twin trees, Arjuna trees, were broken by Krishna, he was moved with ecstatic love when he saw all these places. Finally, he came to Akrura Tirtha. Akrura Tirtha is the edge of Vraj. You know? So when Akrura came and he was taking Krishna, it is the border of Vraj actually. He told Krishna and Balram to sit on the chariot and he went to take bath. He saw Vaikuntha, Akrura, but Vrajvasi saw Golok Vrindavan. You know? uh, so he would come and stay with this Sanodiya Brahmana. When so thousands of people would come to see Lord Chaitanya, he would go and stay in a very solitary place, secluded place in Akrura Tirtha. You know? Then next day he came to Vrindavan. Kalighat, Praskandana, Dwadasadityatil, Keshighat. Then he came to Vamsivat, you know. So he said where the Rasalila would take place. And he started rolling. He would laugh, cry, dance, you know. So he was very happy at Keshighat. And again in the evening, he would come to Akrura Tirtha. And this is the place. I don't know how many of you seen this place, Tentuli Tirtha. It's also called a Imlital, you know. So these are all, this is Vrindavan. Imlital. And next to Imlital is what? Kali Ghat, Cheer Ghat, where Krishna stole the saris, you know. And the Imlital is very special. Lord Chaitanya would sit down and sit under the tree every day and he would meditate. That time, Yamuna was not this much far like today. It would flow next to Imlita. So, sitting under the tree on the bank of Yamuna, Lord Chaitanya would chant his rounds, and he would return to Akrura Ghat for lunch. So then, whenever Lord Chaitanya, people would get to know Lord Chaitanya, that they would come thousands and thousands and thousands, you know. So, but he did two things. Prema, he gave Krishna Nam, Krishna Prema, both. And one day what happened? When Lord Chaitanya was sitting under Imlita, so when Rajput Krishnadas came, Rajput came. When he saw Lord Chaitanya, effulgent, he fell at his feet, you know. And Lord Chaitanya said, "Who are you? What's your name?" "I am a fallen householder from Rajput caste. Where my home is very close. I want to be your servant. I got a dream. That's why I came here." Lord Chaitanya embraced and bestowed on him Krishna Prema. Or Lord Chaitanya would see anybody would get love. What to speak of embracing? Hare Krishna. You know? And Lord Krishnadas left his whole family and joined. You know? Then, then there is a small story here. What is the story? So people, wherever they went, wherever Lord Chaitanya went, they would say, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna manifested, Krishna is back in Vrindavan, Krishna is back in Vrindavan. So one day they all came to Akrura and said, Krishna is back in Vrindavan. Where? In the night, in the Kaliya Ghat, Krishna is manifesting. Really? So people in the night, people are seeing Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. So Lord Chaitanya said, all right, okay. So 3 days continuously people went to see Krishna dancing on the woods of Kaliya. They went to the banks of Calicut. But our problem is Krishna came to Vrindavan, but they don't know where is Krishna. So then what happened? Balabhadra Bhattacharya said, my Lord, I need your permission to go and see Krishna. Lord Chaitanya laughed and said, where in Kali Yuga it is written Krishna would appear? You know, that's why uh, one has to have proper conclusions. Lord Chaitanya mildly slapped him. Where is it written Krishna? So you are believing with everyone? What everyone is telling you are believing? No. Where is it written in Kali Yuga Krishna would appear? You're a scholar, but you have become a fool. Influenced by statements of other fools. Why should Krishna appear in Kaliya? Why should Krishna appear in Kali Yuga? You know, you will come to know the real truth. So what is that? Krishna appeared, but in a covered form. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Maya is so strong. Balbhadra Bhattacharya, when he saw Lord Chaitanya going through Jharkhand forest, and when he saw these all the animals dancing, so Balbhadra said, my Lord, you are that, you are the Supreme Lord. But again, Maya is powerful. He is telling my Lord, I want to go and see Krishna. Hare Krishna. Then the next day, some gentleman came and told Lord Chaitanya. Actually, the Lord Chaitanya asked, have you seen Krishna? They said, no. This fisherman, he takes a lamp in his boat to catch fish. From distance, you know, that lamp is like a jewel, and the boat rocks back and forth, and it gives a feeling it is Krishna dancing on the woods of Kaliya. So it's true Krishna has returned to Vrindavan, but don't know where. People are, they're seeing in a different place. Then Lord Chaitanya said, then where did you see Krishna? Directly. People said, you're a sannyasi, so you're moving Narayan. No? You have paid Vrindavan as incarnation of Krishna. Just by seeing you, everyone is liberated. Vrindavan ne haila tumne Krishna batara, tomade ki sarvaloke haila nishtara. You are that, you know. So this Mayavadis, they have this thing, Jangama Narayana, moving Narayana. So you're a sannyasi, so you're default Narayan. You're moving, so you're Krishna, Your uncommon activities, you are Krishna. You know what Lord Chaitanya did? Lord Chaitanya was upset. You're close. Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. A Jiva can never become Krishna at any time. Don't say such thing. Very important. A sun ray is part of sun. Sun ray is not sun. Like a sannyasi or a jiva is part of Krishna, but a sannyasi is not Krishna. They are in quality equal. Sachidananda and say Krishna is Sachidananda, Jiva is Sachidananda. But Krishna is what? Infinite. And Jiva, infinitesimal 10 power minus 4 tip of the hair. Supreme Lord has energies, unlimited energies. That's why he's infinite. He has Radhani, Sandhani, Samit Shaktis. But Jiva, what Shakti he has? Ignorance, Tamogund. He is in 3 modes, Maya. You know? Only a fool says Jiva is God. He is subjected to be punished by Yamaraj. Astu Narayanam, Demam Brahma Rudraja Devate, Samatvena, Vikya, the Sapashna Bhavitruno. Even if you equate Brahma and Lord Shiva with Krishna, Narayan, you're a Sapashna, you're an Itist. Hare Krishna. Then people said, no, 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 we are sorry. What is the two things, Akriti and Prakriti? In your Akriti, in your features, you're exactly like Krishna. Only thing is that yellow effulgence, you know, by your bodily features for sure, Akriti, you're a son of Nanda Maharaj. Although that golden cluster is golden luster is covering you, you know, but the deer musk, this fragrance coming from deer, it cannot be concealed because it's very powerful. And you're already your Prakriti, whomever see just by seeing you, whole world is becoming mad by Krishna Prema. Just by seeing your darshan, women, children, old men, meat eaters, they're all becoming mad with the Krishna. You're giving Krishna Nam, Krishna Prema, everything. Wow. Sri Bala Vruddhara Chandala Yavana Yaito Mara Ekabara Paya Darshan. If anybody sees you once, whether it's three children, ladies, or old people, one time they have to see you. Wow. Krishna Namaloya Nacha Hana Unmata Acharya Hoila say Tarile Jagata. They're becoming mad. And that's how you're delivering the whole universe. Apart from your darshan, whoever hears the holy name from you, and whoever, is mad with Krishna Prema. Wow. Even dog eaters are becoming saints. Your uncommon potencies are, your potencies are unparalleled. They're very uncommon. You know, amazing. You are Krishna. Lord Chaitanya bestowed mercy on everyone. So Lord Chaitanya stayed a few more days in Akrur Ghat. The Sanodi Brahmana went and told all the Brahmins, hey, please come. So he told about Lord Chaitanya's arrival, and all the Brahmins started inviting. Every day you would get 20 invitations. The Vedic Brahmins from South India, they would also come and cook and offer it to the Saligram Sila and give it to Lord Chaitanya. One day what happened? Lord Chaitanya was sitting in Akrur Ghat. At this bathing plot, Akrura sa Vaikunta, Vrajavasi sa Vrindavan. Sorry, Golok Vrindavan. And immediately Lord Chaitanya jumped. And he was gone. Balabhadra started calling. He started calling, the Krishna shouted loudly. Then, all the day, this Balabhadra Bhattacharya, this Brahmana, Sanodi Brahmana came and pulled him out. Thank God I'm present here today. Uh, these crowds are coming and disturbing me. And crowds are coming and disturbing me. And today, luckily we are there. So the Lord is not, Lord Chaitanya. Uh, I think we should move out. Should leave this place. And Lord Chaitanya is always ecstatic and emotional. It's better we move out of Vrindavan. And Brahmana said, yes. And let us go to the Prayag. You know, the month of Magha Mela, January. So let us go and take bath in. Let us go and take bath in uh, Prayag. Take bath in that Triveni Sangam. Especially we'll take bath in Ganga. Should leave. So let us take bath in Sarokshatra and go in Ganga. Then we'll proceed to Prayaga. This is Magh month. Sankranti, Makar Sankranti, Magh Mela starts. So let us go there. Then Balbhadracharya consulted Lord Chaitanya. So many people are coming, and now we are finding it difficult. So if you ask me, we should leave this place. But you're the Supreme Lord. Whatever you say is okay with that. Lord Chaitanya said, keep reading. All right. यद्यपि वृंदावन त्यागे नहीं प्रभु रमन. Lord Chaitanya doesn't want to leave Vrindavan. Bhakta icha purite kahi mathura vachana. But he wants to satisfy devotees. All right, you brought me to Vrindavan. I'm very indebted to you. I'm very indebted to you. And wherever you desire, I must do it. Wherever you want me to take, you want to take me, I'll go. ये तुम्हारा इच्छा आम्ही সেইতে करीब. Whatever you will desire, I'll do it accordingly. यहाँ लाना ना यहाँ तुम्ही कहानी यही बा. So wherever you take me, I'll go. No problem. Fine. So Lord Chaitanya felt the next day he was leaving Vrindavan. He's so overwhelmed with love. So then what happened? So Balbhadra Bhattacharya made Lord sit in a boat and they left. Rajput Krishnadas, son of the Brahmana, they knew the path along the Ganga bank of Ganga very well. You know. Finally, what happened? Uh, they reached one place. They sat under one tree. There, so many cows were grazing. So many cows were grazing, and Lord Chaitanya was so pleased to see the cows. He was so pleased to see the cows. Suddenly, what happened? One boy played on the flute. When he played on the flute, Lord Chaitanya became ecstatic, and he fell unconscious. He fainted. When he fainted, the foam started coming. Foam started coming, and what happened? His breathing stopped. Mahabhava. When his breathing stopped, suddenly what happened? 10 Muslim soldiers, Pathan soldiers came. They thought these four people killed a saint and they robbed whatever he had in money. And so what they did, they have decided to, punish him. And they arrested and they decided to kill him. Then Balabhadra Bhattacharya and his Brahmana from Bengal, they start shivering. But the Sanodiya Brahmana and Rajput Krishnadas were very fearless. Sanodiya Brahmana said, wait, you want to kill us? No, we have not killed him. If you want to take us to the Brahmin, take us local Muslim king. He knows me very well. That is not our attitude. We will not do. This sannyasi has a problem, and he very soon he'll get up. Rajput Krishnadas said, I have 100 Turkish soldiers, 200 cannons and 200 Turkish soldiers. If I call, they will come. When he challenged, they became scared. So when they became scared, they were hesitant actually. Suddenly what happened? Lord Chaitanya, he jumped loud, got up and jumped, Hari, 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 Hari. So loud, the soldiers became fearful. Wow. It's like thunderbolt, loud chanting, Hari, 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 Hari. They became scared and immediately they released the four persons. You know? So, Lord Chaitanya, whoever sees Lord Chaitanya, what is whether you like it or not, you'll get it. What is that? What will you get when you see Lord Chaitanya? That's it. You'll get Krishna Prema. They clasp Lord Chaitanya's feet. My Lord, these are rogues. They have given you the poison and they've taken all the positions. Lord Chaitanya said, no, they are not rogues. I'm a sannyasi, I don't have any positions. They are my associates. Sometimes I fall unconscious. So these four persons, they maintain me. Wow. Then what happened? Can I take 5 more minutes? I'm done. And in the 10 Muslim soldiers, one person was very grave. He was wearing a black dress and was very saintly. He saw Lord Chaitanya. So he wants to have a discussion with Lord Chaitanya and establish impersonal Brahman based on Quran. Impersonal Brahman as the ultimate worshipable object. Impersonal Brahman. And Lord Chaitanya defeated him. He refuted all his arguments. He became so stunned he couldn't speak. Lord Chaitanya said, Quran establishes impersonal, no problem, impersonal is no problem, nirvisesha. But the end it refutes it and establishes Ekala Ishvara, Savisesha God, full of opulence, Sarvaishwarya Bhagavan, blackish complexion, Shama Kalivara. Can you imagine? We don't know these things because we never read the Quran. Quran, it is said God is blackish in color. Haribol. God in Christianity is called Christus. Prabhupada told in Europe and France. In Roman, it is called Krishna or Christus. In Sanskrit, it is called Krishna. Same person. Interesting, right? He is a supreme and he has a blissful transcendental body. Sachidananda Deha Purna Brahma Swarupa Sarvatma Sarvajna Nitya Sarvadi Swarupa. Sachidananda Deha, you know, eternity, knowledge and bliss. And Purna Brahma, Supreme Brahman, Purna Brahma Swarupa. Sarvatma is all pervasive, yes. Sarvajna, all knowing. Nitya Sarvadi Swarupa is absolute truth, all pervading. No doubt. Is the cause of all causes. Is the cause for the creation, maintenance, and destruction. By engaging bhakti, jiva is relieved. You know, no condition can get any uh, relief without worshipping him. But impersonal ananda is nothing before bhakti, serving the Lord Spirit Supreme Lord. Though karma, jnana, and yoga are mentioned, ultimately at the end, the personal feature of the Lord is established. The scholars of Quran are not very knowledgeable. You know, so though these are mentioned at the end, the personal form of the Lord is established. Syamakalayvara. Saintly Muslims said, you are true. Our scholars can neither understand it nor accept it. Usually they describe the Lord's impersonal aspect, but they hardly know any personal aspect, hardly know any personal feature. And that scholar said, you are that. I can see now. You are the personality of God himself. I am very fallen, unfit. Please be merciful unto me. I studied scriptures extensively, but I could not conclude. अनेक देखिन मुनि म्लेच्छ शास्त्र है ते साध्य साधना वस्तु नारी निर्धारित. What is sadhya? What is the sadhana? What is the end goal? What is the process? I could not conclude. But as soon as I saw you, what's happening? My tongue is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is chanting the holy name. You know, and tell me sadhya and sadhana. So the Muslim fell at the feet and grasped Lord Chaitanya's feet. Lord Chaitanya said, you have chanted Krishna's name. Millions of lifetimes of sins are removed. You are now pure. Just one chanting Krishna's name. Only one Krishna's name is enough. Of course, Lord Chaitanya was there. Shuddhanam. No. And he told all the soldiers, chant Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. They all got love of God. And that saintly Muslim Lord Chaitanya initiated him with the name Ramadas. But in that 10 group, There is a one Pathan Muslim. His name is Vijuli Khan. He's a son of a king. Vijuli Khan also grabbed the feet of Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya placed his foot on his head, delivered him. So, I think there is one place where this holy place, where Vijuli Khan is worshipped even today. Vijuli Khan became Mahabhagavat devotee. And this Pathan Vaishnavas, these Muslims became Vaishnavas, Pathan Vaishnavas. And they traveled, book distribution, they have to travel, they traveled to spread the glories of Lord Chaitanya. And there is a holy place on the name of Vijuli Khan. People come and celebrate. That's how Lord Chaitanya delivered all the mlechas in happiness. So we'll end it here and we'll continue next week. I'm sorry if I've spoken anything wrong. Do excuse me. You know, heart is filled with impurities. Like what is that one verse I loved very much is, I'm worse than worm in the stool, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Of course, he means it just for the sake of telling it, tell it. But because Raghunath Das Goswami says, once the desire for prestige is gone, pratishtasa. If you have desire for fame, the fame is like a dog-eating woman. Sopacha, what is that? A dog-eating woman, that is a prestige. If you have that desire for fame and name, and it has a friend, paramour, who is that? Uh, kapatata, deceit. Means externally we speak one thing, internally one thing. As long as these two are there, no Krishna prema. But once we accept I'm a worm in the stool, really we accept it and drive away this dog eating woman Pratishta, name and fame. When we take shelter of Krishna and devotees, Krishna will drive away, devotees will drive away. Then the pure lady of love will enter into our heart, into the palace of our heart. That is the goal of life. But unfortunately, we have been harboring all these impurities. Then we will continue next week. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you. I'm ending now. Hari Bol.